Yo, it's Brian here. Today, going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, going to be predicting the game between the Niners and the Bucs happening this Sunday at Tampa Bay. It's going to be a very hot game. Weather-wise, it's going to be about 93 degrees, which I don't know if San Francisco is used to that. Well, technically, it's in Santa Clara, but sometimes in Santa Clara, the weather gets pretty hot in that range eventually in the late September, early October. I think that's how the weather works over there. I don't go there too often. If you're from the Frisco Bay Area, please let me know on that. Going to be predicting this game. Should be a fun time. Interesting matchup. Kyle Shanahan versus Bruce Arians. Jameis Winston versus Jimmy Garoppolo. Both have a lot to prove, especially Winston, because of the fact that he's been in the league for a long time. He's been with the Bucs since, I think, 2015 with Marcus Mariota, and yet he hasn't been able to produce anything in terms of a playoff appearance or just a winning record. I think they had one winning record, but other than that, nothing too crazy for a disappointing career, to be honest with you. When he came out of the NFL, I thought he was going to be one of the great quarterbacks for the Bucs. I thought he was going to resurrect the Bucs, but didn't happen so far, and I don't know if it's going to be happening this year, although Bruce Arians is the head coach. Maybe he can get a career resurgence. We'll see that. Anyways, going to be talking about this game. Let's do it. Before I get the video started, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That is going to help me out a lot. Share the content with fellow Niner faithfuls, or if you're a Bucs fan, share this with Bucs fans to get on the conversation, because it's going to be a fun time. I expect to see a lot of you guys talking about what you guys think, who's going to win this matchup. Let's get into it right now. 49ers and Bucs, who is going to win this game? Prediction time. Okay, so prediction. Wow, I missed saying that. It's been since last year that I said that. Now I get to say it for week one. Who is going to win this game? I'm going to get to it in a second, but before I do, want to do a quick tale of the tape from each team last year all the way into now. 49ers, they are coming off a 4-12 season, although Jimmy Garoppolo tore his ACL in week 3 against the Chiefs, and then Beathard and Mullins took over. Beathard, kind of a mixed reaction. Mullins, he did a pretty good job on taking over this team and led us to 3 wins, even beating the Seattle Seahawks for the first time since 2013. Pretty impressive there. We probably would have had a better record had we been able to close games even without Garoppolo, because there was a lot of games where we were very close, but we couldn't end the game. That's why we ended up 4-12. It is what it is, but the 49ers looking like a lot of things are happening. Wholesale changes to the defense. Jimmy Garoppolo coming back, and the running back system, I think, is going to be amazing. A lot to look forward to in San Francisco. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're coming off a 5-11 season. They fired Dick Cutter last year, hired Bruce Arians, which is a pretty good hiring, I would say. I mean, Arians, he's one of the great coaches in the NFL. I know he's coming off a year of not coaching, but the football mind is still there. He also has Tad Bowles as his assistant coach. Really, if I'm the 49ers or 49er fan, I would be focusing more on the coaching staff than the players, to be honest with you, because BA, he can make a lot of stuff happen. He changed the Colts 2012 season. He changed the Arizona Cardinals' life. Now he's going to try to do another resurrection with the Bucs and Jameis Winston as well. So there's a lot going on for the Bucs, and there's a lot of pressure for Winston to do really well under Arians, because every time Arians coaches a quarterback, they're very respectable all the way to amazing. Look at Carson Palmer, even Drew Stanton a couple years ago in Arizona. Look at Andrew Luck. All those players, I mean, they were able to flourish under Arians. Winston, I expect something the same, and if he's not, then Winston's pretty much done in the NFL if he can't get his career resurrected by Bruce, because he is a quarterback whisperer, as they say in a football light. There you have it right there, tail of the tape. All right, I talked about position by position. I won't be talking too much about that. Talk about some other things. I want to talk about the Bucs a little bit. I don't want to hate on the Bucs. I actually like the Bucs some way, shape, or form. I try to like Jameis. I've been trying to be a fan for his ever since he got drafted out of Florida State with that undefeated season, or whatever you want to call it, when he was over there. I thought he was going to do fantastic things in the NFL, but not really happening. I mean, I don't blame him completely, because the ownership for the Bucs, the Glazer family, they're a mess. They've been doing a lot of coaching rotations. He's been having to deal with a lot of offensive coordinators, so I can't blame it all on him. But the turnovers, oh my gosh, they are just absolutely terrible. I want to read up a number with you guys. I think this is from BucsWire.com, so this is Tampa Bay's own fan, or whatever you want to call it, website from USA.com. Wanted to talk about a statistic right here. It is very, very bad in terms of turnovers. I'm going to read it right now. Winston has given more giveaways in 2015 than any other quarterback with 76. And last season, which was 2018, he accounted for 17 of the Bucs' worst giveaways of 35 giveaways. So that's 14 interceptions and 3 lost fumbles. Keep in mind that Winston only played in 11 games, starting 9. I think he got suspended last year. That's why he didn't really play a lot of games. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty terrible right there. Also, you want to mention the giveaways. I mean, you want to look at last year. It was so bad that 6 teams last season, the Bengals, Cowboys, Packers, Texans, Saints, and Seahawks, they had 17 or fewer giveaways as a whole team. That is just, wow, amazingly terrible under Winston. Hopefully Bruce is fixing that issue if you're a Buccaneers fan, because that is a huge problem. And for me personally in San Francisco, if we're going to win this game, we have to make Jameis turn the ball over because he likes to turn the ball over quite a bit. He can throw the ball to wherever you want. He can throw it to Mike Evans and O.J. Howard, but he'll make that one big mistake and it'll be game over. And I hope the 49ers could do something like that because Winston, I don't know, he just has a rocket arm, but sometimes a rocket arm isn't really that good. It's not the most accurate arm. It is what it is. Jameis, he does have to lower those turnovers. And Garoppolo on the other side, I have to mention that as well because sometimes he takes a lot of risks like Brett Favre, but it's not as bad, I don't think, as Winston because Winston just turns the ball like crazy. Garoppolo makes a calculated risk. Quarterback comparisons right there. Other things that I would take into consideration for this prediction, Winston versus our defensive line. I think Buckner, Ford, and Bosa are ready to pound this guy because, oh man, it's going to be an awesome defensive line. I think they're going to show up and show out. Garoppolo versus the defense of the Bucs. You know, they have some talent. I like Levante David. I like Devin White. I think that's a very good pick that they did this year. Defensive lineman Ndamukong Suh, he could probably cause some havoc for Garoppolo, but overall, I don't know. We'll see what happens. For me personally, my last video, a lot of you guys say I was biased. I don't think I was being biased, to be honest with you, just because Tampa, they're really not that good, to be honest with you. I mean, I look at their talent. I mean, it's pretty much the same team. Last year, they lost a couple of players. They lost to Sean Jackson. I think Vincent Jackson as well from a year or two ago. A lot of players had come and go for the Bucs, and I don't think they got any better, to be honest with you, in terms of the roster. I'm just banking on their coaching to see if they're going to beat the 49ers, to see if Bruce can outcoach Shanahan, which I don't know. It might happen because Arians has had success against the 49ers when he was in Arizona. There you have it right there. If I had to go with the team, talking about all that, talking about position by position, who am I going to go with for this game? If I had to pick a team, a lot of you guys, if especially you're a Bucs fan, you think I'm biased, but I'm going to be picking the 49ers to win this game, and with good reason as well. I know Garoppolo, he has a lot to prove. Looking at his offense, I think it looks pretty good, to be honest with you. The running game is really good. That's the key to winning this game against the Bucs, is to run the ball down their throats. Tampa wasn't really that good against the run last year. I don't really expect them to be any better, to be honest with you, although Sue might be a big problem. But other than that, I think we're going to be running the ball with the big running back by committee. We got Breida, Coleman, or Mostert as our running backs. Also, Kyle Juszczyk. If one of them is having a really good game, then they can have a good game. If not, then rotate each running back and just tire the defense out, and Garoppolo can have some easy passes to other receivers like, you know, Kendrick Bourne and Marquise Goodwin, all those guys. Also, George Kittle, he's a pretty good player. I think all you guys know he's one of the best tight ends in the game. There's a lot for Tampa's defense to handle, and you know, it's not going to be like last year where we were just ill-equipped and just didn't have enough players, to be honest with you, because everyone was on IR. Everyone's completely healthy. This is week 1. 49ers, they're not going to get jet-lagged or anything like that just because of the fact this is their first week playing. They're not coming off on another game. They're just resting up and getting ready for a very hot day in Tampa. I expect the 49ers to win this game. Do I think it's going to be a blowout? Probably not, unless Jameis turns the ball over like crazy. That's the only way I can see a blowout. But other than that, I think it might be neck and neck. It's going to be a fun one. I hope you guys from both fan bases are excited for this game. I definitely am, and this is a must-win for the 49ers in my opinion, because if we don't win this game, then I don't know if we can have a good season, but you never know. Turnarounds can happen. For me, reasons why I'm going to be picking the 49ers to win this game, I think the running game is going to pound Tampa's defense. Our defensive line is going to get to Jameis big time, and he'll make that big one mistake that you don't want if you're a Bucs fan to lose the game for you guys. Really, what I'm banking on for this is all I can do. I can just predict the game. If I had to go with the final score, San Francisco, I would probably go about 28. Tampa Bay 26, 28-26. I think that's a pretty reasonable prediction right there. Very close game. Robbie Gould, we do have a very good special team. If anything goes wrong, we do have our 3-point man and goal to kick those points, and we have Wisnowski that can pin the Bucs all the way down to the 1-yard line. There's a lot of things factoring in for me picking the Niners to win this game. Only a slight bit, but only time to be a blowout if Jameis decides to turn the ball over like crazy. That's it, guys. Quick prediction right here. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Please let me know in the comments below who you guys have been winning this game. I like to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That is going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow for more 49ers and Bucs info. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Go Niners all day.